Morning or good evening, no matter where you are. Dr. Ruth Anderson here with Enlightened World Network. I'm here with Sue Broome, and today is our monthly messages from your loved ones. Sue, thank you for being here.
Good morning, Miss Ruth, and I'm excited to be here.
I am too. I am too. So let's make sure that our friends know that we're here. Just share to a couple pages here.
Yep, and I'm sharing to my page.
Excellent. And so I just wanted to take a moment because yesterday here in the States was Mother's Day. And for me, it was my first Mother's Day without my mother. And it's been 6 months since she passed, but I was kind of surprised at how much the day hit me. And I know your mother has been gone for many, many years. Does Mother's Day still ping you at all?
It doesn't. Well, I shouldn't say that it doesn't. It didn't yesterday, though it was really quite funny because the third angel card that came up yesterday was a loved one in spirit.
Aw.
So I thought that was perfect for the weekly reading because there are a lot of people that have their mother in spirit. And I think it's, it was the angel's way of saying, hey, she's not here in the physical, but she is still here in spirit with you. So she's still celebrating.
Right. Yeah. And I was thinking yesterday too, there were so many deaths this year that there are a lot of folks that this was their first Mother's Day without their mother. So I think there was a lot.
Well, the other thing too that people don't realize is it doesn't matter how old you are, but when your second parent passes, you realize that you're an orphan. And it happened to me. I've talked to other people that have, definitely been adults, and it's just kind of a weird feeling.
I still have siblings. I've got 3 siblings, and I'm the baby of the family, so I think I kind of sneak in under them. So I don't actually feel orphaned yet because I've got them, but think I think if they all go, I think I will truly be feeling alone in the world. But yeah, so we've got a couple of folks on with us already. We've got Hope and we've got Natalie. So let me just ask them if you all would like to hear from someone that you have loved and that has passed on, please put in the chat who you would like to hear something from, and then we'll have Sue take a look at those cards. And Tina is here. Aw, happy birthday. Tina says, hi, Sue and Dr. Ruth. Thanks for being here today. My dad passed last year, and today is his birthday.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday, Dad. Let's ask for a message from Tina's dad. First and foremost, we're just going to jump right into it.
All right. And you don't know this, but Tina and I have known each other for, Tina, you probably remember, your memory is way better than mine, for decades. I think it's been a long time. And she has experienced the chimes in person.
Oh, I only get them online.
All right, let's see what we got from Tina's dad. They planted trees. Trees last weekend, I think it was. Ooh, I love this. Notice the animals around you. This is so awesome, because I know Tina has gotten signs from her dad through the animals, but it feels like, Tina, it feels like there's going to be even more, and something that you're going to just almost go, either wow or be like, almost like you're looking at it in disbelief. That's just going to be something that's kind of like, I don't know, it just feels like it's going to be something really, really out of the ordinary is the best way I can explain it. That's the feeling I'm getting. And I also feel like there's things that even to notice, and this is something for everyone to really pay attention when you are out in nature and you all of a sudden hear animals, or you all of a sudden don't hear animals. Those are all messages as well. Especially like the other day, oh my gosh, there was, I don't know what kind of bird this was, but they were just chattering away, and all of a sudden they're done. So pay attention to the animals around you, Miss Tina, and you'll have to let me know how that feels, how that rings.
So, Tina, for some reason, I'm getting a horse or horses with your dad. Was your dad in love with horses, even in the movies, the John Wayne movies or something? I'm really getting horses here with that. Interesting. But it's also reminding me of my father-in-law who passed, who adored horses. So maybe it's even just that your dad and my father-in-law would have been good friends or something. But there's some horse connection of the heart there. Very sweet. Tina said she's seen lots of cardinals, but she'll keep her eyes and ears out.
It's interesting because a lot of people connect cardinals with their loved ones. And I actually have several cardinal journal covers out there, but I've never, for me personally, it's never been something, but I know a lot of people, and I used to hear a lot of cardinals when I was in Wisconsin. I would hear one outside my office window almost every single morning. And I don't ever see one. I don't think I've ever seen one in the state of Arizona, even though I think they're here.
Were they? I thought they were more like in the South. So Tina said, my dad's best friend had horses and we would visit and ride. Bruce
There you
passed
go.
on before my dad.
Perfect.
Thank you, Tina. That makes full circle in my head there. All right. Tammy says, I would love to hear from my mom. Thank you.
Tammy mom. Yeah, today or yesterday, it was interesting because I think I was still eating breakfast, and the mama coyote went by, and she was heading back to the den. I'm assuming the den is at the golf course because that's the way that they're always heading back. But I don't know. I didn't realize that the mama coyote was the one that goes out on the hunt and must leave the kids back at the den with the dad.
It's a sweet deal, isn't it?
I guess. Get out there and work. All right, Tammy. Oh, I love this one. I send rainbows to brighten your day. And this is so interesting because rainbows will appear in so many different ways. So many different, it's not just a rainbow in the sky after an actual rainbow, but it shows up and there go the chimes. It shows up in ways when the sun is hitting different things. And sometimes there's a couple things in here, and depending on the time of year, I will see rainbows and it's like, okay, there's a rainbow over there, but where is it coming from? And I have to try to figure out, what is it? And you cover this up and it's like, nope, it's still there, and you cover this up. So pay attention to the rainbows and know that every single time you see a rainbow, especially in the next couple days, it is your mom saying, hey, Tammy, I'm thinking of you. I love you. I also feel that there might have been a special connection with you and your mom through rainbows. So I don't know if you were together when you saw the most beautiful rainbow, like you were on vacation together, or after maybe after a rain that was especially a hard rain and it was kind of a scary thing. And then all of a sudden there was a rainbow, and it kind of, rainbows kind of wash away all the fears that you might have had with the storm. So,
That's really sweet, Sue. I wanted to share with you all two things. One I've written three books, and each of them is just a compilation of all the things that I've learned in meditation. And one of the books, they had shown me that rainbows actually, in the story of Noah's Ark, God gave the rainbow, right, to say, oh, everything is okay. What I was actually told was that Divine Mother gives rainbows.
oh, that
And
is really cool.
yeah, it was kind of surprising. But anyway, Divine Mother yesterday, Mother's Day, in meditation, had given me this thing to share out in a graphic, and I did it on Enlightened World Network. And it says, this is from Divine Mother: while your earthly mother is no longer with you, sit with me. I will hold you, stroke your hair, kiss your brow, hold you in love. You are never without a mother's love. I thought it was really sweet.
It was. And I shared that this morning. I saw it and I shared it, and I shared it in my story because
Ah,
it was absolutely beautiful.
nice. Thank you. Let's just make sure that we are still going live. Does it look like we're still live, Sue?
I think so.
Okay, good.
I just popped over, kind of see raining out now, going to look for my rainbows. That's from Tammy.
I love that. All right. Aw, Danielle. Okay. Okay, the next one is Hope, who is hoping to hear from her Auntie Myrtle. And Auntie Myrtle passed 3 years ago. I want to read the rest of this because I think it's important. She was my great aunt, my favorite.
I'm just trying to think if I even remember any. I guess there is a couple of great aunts that I do remember.
Yeah, I don't know that I knew any of mine actually.
Yeah, there was one, her name was Rosie, and
Aw.
she had, it was an old house that she, old like big house that she lived in. And I don't think she had ever married. And she had violets, all different kinds of violets. I mean, a room full of violets.
Oh, that's cool. Violets are so old timey. I don't even know if you can buy those anymore.
I have no idea. But I'll tell you, Hope, if you see any violets today, that's from my great aunt Rosie. All right, so let's see. Oh, trust in yourself. I do. So what it feels like this is saying is that she really was, she might have been your favorite, but she was like your number one, I don't want to say number one fan, but she was your number one, what do you call it, cheerleader. She was always cheering you on. It was like she believed in you before you believed in yourself. And I think that really helped. There was a lot of things that, because she did that, it really helped with a lot of structuring who you are as an individual, kind of helping lay the foundation of your trusting in yourself. It was really her that was giving you inspiration and hope. And before you realized that you could trust in yourself, she was there. She was there cheering you on, being your cheerleader, and helping you see things in excuse me, in yourself that you weren't able to initially see. So I hope that makes sense, because that is coming through really strong, because it's like she was showing you things in different ways so you would see it for yourself without her saying, hey, this is what I see. So you have to.
Yeah. What I'm getting, Sue, is with Auntie Myrtle, she's a big energy. She's like a force to be reckoned with. And what I'm getting is when Auntie Myrtle felt something, she felt something big, right? I mean, if she was happy, she was laughing big. And if she was sad, she was really sad. And I mean, I think that's a gift because so many of us kind of live dulled down emotionally, and she was just really a feeler, if you will. And she's showing me the stars. She's showing me a very dark night sky and the stars. And so what she's showing me is when the stars twinkle and catch your attention, that's Auntie Myrtle, and I can see her like what's the word? What's the word? What am I doing there, Sue?
Twinkling.
Twinkling, like she's flashing.
Shimmer.
Yeah, she's like she's hitting a star to make it shimmer. So you'll notice it and think of her.
Oh, yeah.
Very fun. Auntie Myrtle. Aw. Very
That is cute.
right. Natalie. Natalie Loud says, oh, I would love to hear a message from my grandma. I call her Big Mommy, her mom's mom. I pray to her all the time. I was wondering if any of my ancestral work I'm doing here in the 3D is helping.
Absolutely.
All of it is helping.
Yes.
I mean, you're going back and you're healing.
Mm-hmm.
You're healing the ancestors, and so therefore those energies, the anger or the isolation or the feelings of being bigotred against, what's the word I'm looking for, prejudiced against, that can all be healed and doesn't have to come
Yes.
to impact you.
It's interesting because, yes, I've definitely done some ancestral. An example, my brother who passed away last year, he was like, he took on from both my mom and my dad's side, breathing and lung stuff from several generations. So of course, I was working with his higher self because, that energy work stuff is like, whatever. So, but there was a lot, and he decided to take it all on, but also it stopped at this generation because of the work because he took it on and because of the work that we were doing. So ancestral work is absolutely.
Yeah, it's huge. And while you're pulling up that card, I'll just share with you my ancestral messaging that came down through several generations was your best is none too good. Well, holy cow, folks, that's a lot to carry, especially when it's not even yours. And I have spent time addressing that ancestrally in several different ways, and I really see that it's made a difference. It stops with me. It doesn't have to go on to my kids. It doesn't have to go on to the grandkids or anything else. It's done. And it's because of the work I did. So absolutely, Natalie, it makes a huge difference.
And I'll tell you what, Natalie, this is really cool. And this is kind of a confirmation, is I am free to soar.
Wow.
And I'm getting, like, as soon as I say it, I get chills. So this to me is confirmation that the work that you are doing is freeing the, the chains of bondage, and the chains of bondage with the old beliefs, with the old, illnesses, with the old whatever. It's the work that you are doing is releasing all of, from not only from yourself and future generations, but from past generations. And it's so interesting. It's so interesting that it can work. But when you think about this, from I guess from a logical standpoint, it's like, if there is only now, when you're doing healing work, whether people are gone or not, doesn't matter, because if there is only now, it's happening in the now.
Right, right.
So I love that. I'm free to soar. And so, boy, Natalie, take that as confirmation. And I feel like there's just a huge thank you coming from not only your big mommy, but also from all of your ancestors. So that's really cool.
And good work. Good work, Natalie.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, Paul is looking for, he just said, would love one, please.
Okay, Paul, I'll give you one. Love it. I love it.
Before you go on, Hope said, thank you, Ruth and Sue. That is so on point. She was very encouraging to live and let live. Always do you. We'll be stargazing tonight and on. I love
that. I
always,
love that.
always do you.
Yes,
So, that needs to be its own meme. Always do you, Auntie Myrtle.
yeah. It's kind of like I've told people, it's like you do you and I'll do me. All right, Paul, let's see what we got. Oh, I love this. There is a healing of our hearts. So what this feels like to me is, Paul, I don't know if you've been working on your heart from the perspective, like you're clearing out old things, but I also feel like you've been working on opening your heart in different ways. So whether that's being open to love and, you know, releasing old things that you realize it's like, you know, that really doesn't matter. Whether it's an argument with a person that's here or on the other side or something that happened, it doesn't matter. It feels like you're realizing that there's so much of this stuff that doesn't matter. It's the love that we share. That's what matters. And that's what you've been working on. So it feels like there's, you know, similar to the ancestral, but there's a lot of healing that's happening with whoever is on the other side, but also for so many people that are still here with you, as well as for yourself, Paul. So that's what I'm getting.
Okay, one quick second. Paul, what I'm getting is, I think there's some fear of feeling going on, some real protection of self. Maybe that's just a mirror for me because I'm really good at doing that as well. What were the words on that card, Sue?
I already put it in there, but it's there's a healing of our hearts.
Healing of our hearts. And I think for some of that healing to take place, that means we have to be willing to feel it. So maybe just letting some of that go a little bit. I get you, Paul. I get you. I understand. Okay. Danielle Prue. Danielle is a new host here on Enlightened World Network. So excited to have Danielle in the family. So what have we got for Danielle?
Let's see. Let's see what we get. Do you hear the chimes going off every once in a while? They're very delicate today.
They are.
They are.
Sort of a feminine, fairy energy about them today.
A friend of mine gave me some fairy lights that I turn on every single day now. They stay on all day. Yeah, I thought that was it, but it's not. All right. Call on your angels, call on your guides.
Well, you're finding that Paul is saying, yes, he's been healing his heart. Yes, he protects his heart. He says, thank you so much.
Perfect.
Lots of hearts. Okay, Danielle.
Perfect. So Danielle, I will sing you a song, and that is definitely not coming from me because I will not sing. But see, and there go the chimes. So the thing is with a song, oh, my nose is tickling. The thing with a song is listen to all different things, whether it's the breeze that's as it's coming through the trees, if it's the chimes, whether it's the birds that are singing, whether it's a song that someone is singing and you're listening and it's like you recognize some of the words or you recognize the tune, and how does the song, how does that music, how does that sound, how does it make you feel? That's the connection. Yes, you might hear it, but come back to yourself and it's like, well, how do I feel? How does it, like the chimes and the fairy sound, it's like, how does it make you feel? Is there a memory that comes up with it? Or just, does it make you feel joyful? Does it make you feel playful? Does it make you feel like dancing? Does it make you feel, however it makes you feel? Come back and see how it feels within your 3D body is what it feels like to me. So I will sing you a song.
And I'm also getting, Danielle, that the angels work through music with you. And I'm hearing both high, just really sweet angelic music, but I'm also hearing like the movement of emotions through music and like somber music. I know sometimes if a song will play, I can be in tears in like a nanosecond. And it's like, where did that come from? And I think they do that same thing with you, Danielle. But a lot of really high, sweet, angelic um, movement coming through you. All right, let's see.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, so Stefan, we've got two people before you, but we'll absolutely get you. Um, Lorraine. Lorraine says, any messages for me? Lorraine Stratcotter, please and thank you.
Lorraine. It's funny, the songs that will make me cry there's certain Christmas songs that will almost always make me cry.
I know, I've got that too. I've got that affliction.
All right, Lorraine, let's see what we got here. Perfect. Feel my presence. And Lorraine, I just want you to just breathe that energy in. And this feels like it's such an expansive love feeling. And that's why it's just feel my presence. It's just breathing it into every cell. So you can feel it from your head all the way down to your toes, but you can just feel that loving energy. And it's almost like if you fill up with a deep breath, it also expands out. So the feel my presence this is something that you can do anytime. Is just take a breath and feel the presence. And I want to say feel the essence of spirit, of your loved one, of your angels. But feel, again, it's coming to the feel it in your body. Feel the energy, feel the love. Yeah, it's got such a expansiveness. It's such a huge energy. and huge as in just such a loving, and it's almost like this, the rays of the sun as it's coming out, it's like that. So that's what I'm getting, Miss Lorraine.
So Lorraine, when Sue started with your card, I immediately got this heaviness in my chest, which to me just feels like grief. And it, I was getting a couple of different things coming in, but one was really a grief. But then there was also, I saw a dragonfly, and thinking the difference between how light a dragonfly is versus the heaviness in the grief in the chest area. And what I was getting was your loved ones come to you in light ways, but I think there's such heaviness in how you are grieving for them, and I think to find a middle ground. But I was also getting that there's such sweetness in the memories, and it's hard to hold on to the sweetness when it's feeling so heavy. Does that make sense?
Does to me. It's so I had to pull this out because this is absolutely one of my all-time favorite. There's nothing special about this journal, but I just absolutely love
Beautiful. It
this.
just speaks out.
It does. It absolutely does. It's just a blank journal. But you know, I have done a meditation, you know, meditation, visualization, whatever you want to call it, where going into a memory with your loved one. And there's especially depending on how soon it is after a person passes or how much grief there is, people feel that, oh, if I go to that memory, it's too difficult. There's too much grief. There's too, you know, I don't want to go there. And I understand that. And that's also like grief is walking through, not getting stuck in. And I think the walking through is going through the memory. And yeah, there might be tears, there might be a lot of grief that's falling away. And it helps you get to the place where you can be in the happy part of the memories and feel the joy from those memories.
Well, and I think to feel that intense love that you want to say I had with them, but here's the reality. You still have that intense love with them. The love didn't go anywhere, and they are able to still love you from where they are, and you are able to still love them from where you are. The love doesn't go away. And so, yes, sitting in those memories sometimes, and if you can feel the joy in the amount of love that you have with them, can be really, really healing.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, Nikki Sumner, and I think this is a generic one as well.
And you're saying Nikki with an N?
Nicky, Sumner. Is there a message for me today? Thank you, much love.
All right, Nikki. I know that it's getting toastier here, but I'll tell you, it wasn't that toasty until we started doing this. And it's so funny because I know the angels and all the loved ones. It's like, yes, I can feel the warmth. Oh, I thought that was it, but it's not. But the chimes started out. All right, there it is, Nikki. Excuse me. Definitely want to get your attention on this one, Nikki. Ooh, feel my love. You know, this is interesting. It's definitely a feel kind of a day, and I think what happens is we're going about our days so much that we're not stopping to notice things. We're not stopping to breathe. And it's the times that we can just stop for a minute. I mean, it doesn't have to be an hour. Stop for a minute and take a breath and feel the love. Go back to a memory of, that you shared with your loved one, and just be in that space and just allow yourself to be there and feel the love. Feel the energy from that memory. Feel the love that you have for your loved one, but also feel the love that they have for you. And allow that, as Ruth says, it's still here. It hasn't gone anywhere. That love is still here. And I think that's also for some people, that's kind of a new experience, but it's like, oh, but they're gone, but they're really not gone. They're still here. We just might not be able to see them the same way with our physical eyes, but we can always feel them. And I think when you're sharing stories with other people about your loved one, it's a way of keeping them alive. And it's a way of sharing them with other people. So go back and think of some fun memories. And just allow that to expand.
What I'm getting with Nikki, there's a whole bunch of folks over there. I'm seeing angels, I'm seeing past relatives, friends, loved ones. Nikki's got a full house going.
Yes, some of us do.
But with Nikki, it feels like in a joyous way, Okay, so, and I think this might be our last one. Stefan is looking for a message, please.
It is interesting because when someone is preparing to go, there is a lot of angels and a lot of loved ones and ancestors that are excited that they're coming back to spirit. It's like a birth here is I'm going to use the words birth and death, though there is no death, but a birth here is a death there. They're leaving there to come here. A death here is a birth there. So it's like, it's like we're just stepping through the other side of the curtain. It's like, yeah, I'm over here. I'm over here.
So after Stefan, we've got 2 conversations that want to be had.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
No. Stefan. Invite me into your dreams. And it's interesting because Ruth and I were just talking about dreams. So invite me into your dreams, and it's invite me into your day, invite me into your life, invite me into your dreams. It's not any different than like with an angel, you want to ask. And I love the word invite versus ask. There's just something more delicate, more, I don't know, it just feels right. So invite whoever it is, Stefan, into your dreams. And if you have a specific question, if you have a topic, or you just want them in your dreams, and just, come into my dreams and let's spend some time, set the intention as you're falling asleep. Set the intention so you can clear the path and invite them into your dreams, as well as invite them into your day. Invite them to sit down, have a cup of coffee with you. Invite them to go on a walk with you. And even though they're not here in the physical, they're still here. So dreams is another way that we can definitely connect with our loved ones.
And what I'm getting with that, Sue, Stefan, I think your loved ones are showing up in your dreams, but we need to be open to seeing that. And so I think that's what invites me in piece. I do believe they're showing up. And I do believe that they're trying to let you know that they're fine, they're okay, and even to teach you a little bit about what it is that they're going through. So maybe just really open up that brain space to allow the messages to sink in. And you're welcome. You're welcome, Stefan. Okay, so let's do one last one. So for Tina, Caitlin would like a card from Papa, please. And Papa is Tina's dad. And then there's two questions that we can have a little conversation about.
Okay. All right, Miss Caitlin. Let's see what Papa says. You know, talking about dreams too, people say, oh, I don't remember my dreams. And it's like, start writing down or recording in some way any little thing that you get, because that will, the more you remember, the more you remember.
Right. And somebody had told me if you want to remember a dream, go into meditation and put your hands on your second chakra and really just kind of sink into that space. And sometimes that can help jog some memories.
That's interesting. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah.
Miss Caitlin, I am free to soar. Now, did this card come up already too?
It came up for Auntie Myrtle.
That's interesting. So I feel like when a card comes up a second time, because there's 44 cards in the deck, when a card comes up a second time in a short amount of time, I think for the second person, so for Caitlin, it has an even bigger message. So really pay attention. So this is, and I feel like it definitely feels like it's bird energy to me. You know, like you might see something bird connecting to Papa, but I also feel like it may be something else as well. So almost like if you are hanging onto a scarf on a windy day and it's just, you can see it floating in the breeze. It feels like there's something else like that you might also notice. So it may very well be some kind of a bird that you're connecting with him, but it also may be something else that you're not expecting. So be open to that, Miss Caitlin. It feels like there was, when he was here, there was always something that was holding him back a little bit, and now he doesn't feel that. It's like he's free to soar. So there's not that any holding back anymore, is what it feels like.
And what I was getting with Papa was such joy in watching Caitlin. Such joy. And I think that joy continues. Pride and joy is really what I'm getting. So that connection is still there. And Caitlin, give yourself permission to feel that. You are so loved. So loved. Beautiful connection there. All right. Let's see. Rachel wants to know, can you share why angels are always mentioned? Also, are they Archangel Michael and Gabriel? Thanks.
Oh, when I mention angels, is that the specific angels I'm talking about? Is that which?
Maybe, perhaps.
So I'll say a couple. I'll say yes and no. No. So when I clear my energy, when I clear my space, I will call on specific angels, and sometimes they will just show up. Archangel Michael is one of them that I call on to clear the energy. And Archangel Gabriel, though I might not always call on Archangel Gabriel, but Archangel Gabriel has always kind of shown up to help communicate between this side and the other side. Archangel Gabriel was always the one that I would see when I was sitting with hospice patients. And at first I thought it was weird, but Archangel Gabriel is all about communication. So I could, that made sense to me. I also feel that sometimes it's the guardian angels of the loved ones that are here when you're calling on them. It's like if I'm calling on, okay, everybody come into this room, you know, it's the loved ones as well as sometimes their guardian angels come in as well. So I hope that makes sense.
Interesting. So Rachel, both Sue and I work with angels a lot. So that's why they're always mentioned, just because they're part of our community. They're our peeps. That's who we go to for our guidance. They're who we work with. So that's why we mention them. I talk about Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael probably the most out of all of the angels, and Divine Mother, of course. So, Lorraine. Now, this is interesting. I thought we just, oh, wait, okay. From Tina, and then we'll go to Lorraine's comment. Yes, Papa always said how proud he was of Caitlin and all 6 grandkids. My dad was diabetic with compounding health problems. So, yes, now he is very free and watching over us. Thank you. And John Stewart says Archangel Michael is his spiritual guide as well. All right, so Lorraine said, now if you'll remember, Lorraine was the one where I was talking about the heaviness of the grief and the lightness of the dragonfly. So she said, thanks, as resonated. I had emergency open heart surgery to remove a tumor and complete thyroid removal, plus mini strokes and massive brain. Found out she has Carney complex and completely missing the gene. Yes, lots of grief as all my children are ghosting me and not seeing my grandchildren. My first son was stillborn. My dad passed trying to hold on to good memories, but keep being told to keep bringing up the negative. That's interesting. My first boyfriend is thought to have committed suicide. I start my day that I am unconditional love and infinite abundance. I beg the universe to keep going. Want peace, and that only comes with death. Death to a life that no longer exists. Thoughts for Lorraine?
There's a lot. It feels to me, Lorraine, what I see is, it's going to sound really strange, but so what I'm seeing is almost like you are, if you're walking through this room, you are unzipping your old self, and I'm getting major chills on this, and allowing your old self to fall away and taking a step out of it, almost like the pajamas, the pajamas with the feet, but this all, think of it like that. And I'm getting, again, major chills. So it's almost like you are letting go so much. And some of that has to do with grief, but it also, some of it has to do with there's connections of love never go away. I'm talking about there's connections, old connections, whether it's you connected to something or somebody else is glomming on. And it feels like with each, because it feels like there's not just one body that's coming off. It feels like every single step you take, there's, another body that's falling away until the true you, the true love. I mean, the true light that you are is able to shine out without any encumbrances of anything. So that's what I'm seeing.
I'm just reading back through the words, Lorraine.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot. And I feel like it this lifetime you signed up for a boatload.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, I can take it. Yeah, give me more. Come on, I can take it. Give me more. And all of a sudden it's like, okay, you've got a lot. But remembering, I mean, and that's a perfect I am unconditional love, because you truly are. And you might want to add something like, I am the, divine spark. I am the divine light. Something along those lines to also start your day.
Right. And I think what's really coming to me is there's there's so much heaviness here with every comment. I hope that you are turning to others for help. And what I mean by others in this particular case, although others in the physical as well, but spiritual guides, spiritual beings. Lorraine is saying, have had to let go over everything and everyone. Yeah, yeah, don't want anymore. Yeah. So, Lorraine, call on your guides, call on the angels. Divine Mother is like stepping up, like, here I am. With so much heaviness, I could not go through life alone carrying all of that. I know I could not. I rely heavily on the archangels and on Divine Mother, and my life is not nearly as complicated as yours. So just hold that in love and allow them to love you, because you're carrying a whole lot.
So the other thing that is coming to me, and this is something that the angels have been kind of harping on me for a while, is to remember to clear our energy, and not only our energy, but clear our space. Like, this room, my house and my property and my car, my office, but clear it, because we as empathic people, we tend to take on other people's stuff. And right now, because people are giving off so much, people are releasing so much. If it's something that resonated with us at some point in time, if it's not fully healed, it's like, oh, wait, come over here. I like that emotion. And then, it's not really something that you want, but it's clearing our energy, and sometimes multiple times throughout the day. And Archangel Michael is really good for that. Archangel Raphael is also really good at clearing and helping with family issues, with anything family related is really good for Archangel Raphael. So I think that that's a big thing. It's even, like I said, throughout the day multiple times, because there's so much that we are all as a collective going through. And it's like, yeah, I'm feeling all this lightness. Well, think about all the stuff that you just released. It's like, as I was talking about you unzipping yourself and leaving this, it's like, well, now you got to come clean up what you just left all over the floor. That's all part of it. It's like, yeah, you can take that off, but don't be leaving it on my floor. So clean that up. And Archangel Michael, ask Archangel Michael, he's really good at vacuuming. So vacuuming and clearing away that old released energy, the stuff that doesn't serve you anymore, and the stuff that isn't yours. That's the other thing, is like, don't be taking on stuff that isn't yours. It's like, you've got enough stuff. So if it's not yours, let that person deal with their own stuff.
And Archangel Michael is also great with his sword for cutting cords. Yeah, he's really good. let him do that for you. And then the last thing before we leave for today, Rachel says, I believe Archangel Gabriel is mine. Ever since I was a child, but it seems like he's no longer around me. So let me just address that, and then Sue, you've probably got comments on that too. I worked with Archangel Michael for probably, oh wait, my mom, Rachel goes on, my mom told me years ago that Archangel Gabriel is associated with babies. Any thoughts on that? So I worked with Archangel Michael for a couple of years, like every day, intense conversations. And then all of a sudden, Archangel Raphael shows up, and it's like, well, what are you doing here? And he's going, well, I'm working with you now. And I'm going, no, well, wait, no, I work with Archangel Michael. And and I was told, no, right now, Archangel Raphael is going to take you this next step of the way. And so I worked with him for about 6 months, and then Archangel Michael came back in. And then I was kind of hesitant to let go of Raphael. It's so they bring in different angels depending on what your next learnings are. It doesn't mean Gabriel or Gabrielle, as I tend to see Gabriel as female. Um, it doesn't mean they're gone forever. It just means that somebody else is coming in to teach new lessons. So right now I'm working with Archangel Jophiel. So who knew? Sue, what do you have to say about that?
I would say very similar in that it depends on what you're learning at the time and what that angel or archangel's area of expertise is. Or it's just like guides, because guides that you had 20 years ago, you might not have anymore because, I've worked with everything that I could learn there, and I'm moving on to the next, and I have a new guide coming in. So this is what I'm learning. So it really is where you are on your spiritual journey. It doesn't mean that they aren't there if you call on them. They're still around, but they might not be the one that you're working on right now.
Exactly right. Yep.
Mhm.
Friends, thank you so very much for being here with us today. It's time for us to say goodbye. But Sue comes back once a month. It's always the second Monday of the month, and we'll be here next month. So check us out. Come on back.
And next time, it is my mom's birthday.
Aw,
So June 14th.
okay. It's going to be special. I
It
can
will
see
be.
already.
It will be. Thank you. Thank you so much, Miss Ruth. I love this time we spend together.
I do, I do too. All right,
Thank you
friends.
for all the loved ones that showed up today.
Absolutely. Good job, everybody. Everybody showed up.
They did.
Everybody showed up. All right. So much love to all of you guys. Take good care and God bless.